Alright, here's a bit of a serious video. Um, Everybody online right now is talking about Paris, what happened with Paris, and what's going on with the refugees, and blah, blah, blah. Now, I'll be the first one to admit that I don't really know much of what's going on with the whole ISIS thing because I don't have a TV, I don't read the newspaper, um, I don't really pay too much attention to what's going on in the world because I don't believe everything that they're posting or they're saying or whatever. You can't always, you can't really believe anybody at all. Like, who's the real bad guy? You don't really even know. There's a lot of word around that the US government's actually responsible for ISIS, and they're not even doing half the shit they're being blamed for. I don't really know. None of us, common people really know the whole truth behind it. Governments are fucking twisted, man. They're just fucked. And so I know that what I've seen ISIS do is really fucked up. And I wish that they and every other organization, whatever they call themselves, like that, I wish they'd all be exterminated. The senseless killing, having to worry for your life, bombings, and just terrorism in general. It's a scary world we live in, and it's not getting any better. In fact, it's getting a lot worse. However, I don't believe that world peace is an attainable dream anytime soon. I think that even if this situation is dealt with, something else is going to pop up. It's going to continue to pop up as long as there's greed and lust for power, small-mindedness, ignorance, just blind hatred. As long as that exists in the world, which it is in great, great amounts, the world's just going to keep going downhill. And people like to blame other countries and say, oh, it's because of the Muslims doing this or doing that, and oh, we're not going to help the refugees and kick them all out, when the refugees are like, we're innocent, this isn't us, we're victims of terrorism. Son of a bitch! Just as much as you are, if not worse, because it's our country and we're trying to escape from this, and they're being blamed for shit and they're being judged. And that must really suck, like, if they are truly innocent and they have no safety, no safe place to go to because of the fear brought on by these acts of terrorism. uh you know it's like, I just lost my train of thought. It must suck to be them and to have really not a leg to stand on because you are being implicated in all this shit that's going on right now. Now, I don't like living in fear. I don't like the way the world has become. But then you also have to look at the fact that you can't keep blaming other countries when so much shit is going wrong in your own backyard. I think that's what I was trying to say. Um, what about the mass shootings? Cops killing innocent people being killed by people who have guns. Oh, somebody got mad at their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their teacher, and shootings every day. People, oh, you're gay, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, you're goth, I'm gonna beat you to death. Oh, you're transgender, let's fucking slit your throat, drive you to suicide. The world is feeding on hatred, and you can't put all the blame for a shitty world on other countries when your own country or your own backyard isn't fucking clean yourself. As long as we each as individuals have such hatred in our hearts and our minds and we act on it, the world is never going to be a nice place to live in. And where one organization is up terrorizing everybody, if they get taken down, somebody else is going to pop up, and somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. It's a never ending stream of hatred. And it's like, oh, they killed our people and they took pictures of it, so we're going to kill their people and we're going to take pictures of it. And it's not helping any. It's fear mongering on top of just cruelty. Everybody, it's just, oh my god, innocent men and women and kids are suffering. You don't really know 100% who's behind this shit. You can think all you want, but what they know and what we're not being told, you know, we'll never know the full fucking story of what's actually happening out there. And you might be watching this video thinking, oh my God, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. And that is exactly what I am talking about. The fact that you can look at somebody and be like, oh my God, shut up, you stupid bitch. How many people out there would pay to see, me dead for no reason at all? That's the kind of hatred that's rampant in the world right now. And I just think that people picking on all Muslims for the crimes of a few, it's misdirected anger, and it's easy to blame somebody else instead of looking within yourself, whether it's person to person, country to country, state to state, it doesn't matter. I don't support terrorism, of course, but I'm not for making innocent people suffer either. And the whole thing is just a big mess. And people are like, let's rally together for Paris, for Paris, for Paris, for Paris. And other people are like, oh, but what about all these other countries that have, been bombed, or this has happened and that's happened? How come we're not talking about them? And that, just the fact that you can't feel bad for Paris without being shamed into, why didn't you feel bad for this other country? That's again another part of it. Why should you have to be forced to feel bad about anything? It sucks on a global scale that this is happening, period. What is wrong with just living in peace and just getting along, and stop with all the death and the guns and the shooting and the terrorism? But that's never going to happen. It's like a way of life now, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I mean, war is inevitable. Countries are at war, but like a global war, I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen to the world. I don't know what's going to happen to all of us. I just know that we're all lost, and we're all, people are taking out their anger on the wrong people in the wrong ways. And I mean, I'm just one person. There's nothing I can say or do to fix it, of course. I mean, I couldn't do a fucking single thing to fix it. And I doubt any of you watching this can fix it either. But you can start being a better person. If you're thinking about going out and killing somebody, maybe, don't. I don't know. You never know who watches your shit, but, maybe don't feed into this shit. It's disgusting what's happening to humankind. And I don't see a good future for any of us, to be honest. And it's fucking scary. So I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there and say, it's not just about Paris. It's not just about the other country. It's not countries. It's not just about Muslims. It's not just about ISIS. It's not just about Obama. It's about the world in general. All of us, people acting on their intolerance, confusion, hatred. You're blind to everything but what you feel and what you want and what you think, and you don't really care who you take it out on. And it happens on a bigger and bigger and bigger and global scale. Everybody fighting for power, power, money, power, money, power, money, and let's blame the next guy. And it's us little people that are suffering for it. And those little people who are suffering for it, who now will no longer have a place to go. And it's scary all around. Our whole lives have changed, and they're changing all the time. And it seems like there's nothing we could do to stop what's happening and to feel safe again. And that is also really fucking scary. I don't even remember what it was like to feel safe, And I don't know. It's just the way the world is now. So I don't know. Maybe just stop blindly hating just because you can. It's the first step. Even if you can't fix the world, you can at least fix yourself, right?